Your Footy Fanatics FC live from NYC, and we are back, man, with another one. It's another one. Feel me? The boys are back from Europe. That's why we've been gone. The boys decided to go watch Austria versus Poland as if it was a banger. And you know, you have the Copa America boys out here talking about that the Euros is cheeks and the Copa America is better, but other dudes is paying flights to go watch the Euros, not the Copa America.
Others was paying to watch.
Did you watch a Copa America game yet?
Yeah,
my fault. But anyways, yes.
Weren't you watching Red Bulls versus Columbus Crew?
I didn't watch that.
Go ahead.
But
go off though.
Doesn't he say the Copas is better than the Euros? But we'll handle it.
We'll get into that.
Anyway, Sunday is going to be a very massive day. England are back again in the final. That's back-to-back finals. I think that's pretty decent.
I think it's super impressive, yeah.
Although they had a lot of shaky performances this tournament. And Spain, it's not an unusual suspect. You know, credit to you for thinking that they was going to make the final.
Now, the Morata shout was kind of crazy, but the foundations were there. You could see it.
I actually don't think it was a great shout. It was a good shout.
And credit to me, of course, for saying England's going to make that final. They're going to bring it home. So we're going to have a nice discussion about that after we see what's the outcome on Sunday. But Sunday, Spain versus England, and you will also have Argentina versus winner from Uruguay, Colombia. At the moment, as we speak, Colombia is up 1-0. Vamos, what they call the Colombians? Hijo puta, pues mi tricolor. Ay, big up the Colombians, man. Big up the Colombians. But, Kiko, what's your thoughts, man, on this Euro tournament so far? And on top of that, obviously the outcome, and how do you feel about it in general compared to other Euros?
Right. So in terms of this tournament, I kind of agree with you. There were a lot of national teams that I thought kind of came into the tournament being more afraid to lose than actually win. Teams like France stick out to me. England, a little bit pragmatic. Portugal, I think other than the Turkey game, they were struggling to score goals. So it was a weird tournament because the better sides didn't play that well, the majority of them. We were talking off record that the teams that did surprise and the teams that did play well were the Austrias, the Turkeys, the Georgias, the Slovakias, the teams that no one had going further in the tournament. But I think you made a really good shout in the beginning when we first spoke about the tournament, mentioning how Morata might be, the top scorer of the tournament. Spain are just playing a style that we've always seen them play, but you brought up a really good point. Spain are now doing it with arguably two of the most dynamic wingers in Europe, both under the age of what? Obviously, we know how young Yamal is, but what is Nico Williams? 20, 21, whatever he is. Yeah. So I think for me, the team that surprised, I think a lot of people, has to be Spain because of how young that team is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, Pedri got injured during the Germany game, and they beat Germany, and then look what they did to France. So that's probably my biggest takeaway of this Euros is surprised on how many of the big teams weren't exciting, right? England, France, Portugal, the Netherlands, none of them were really standout teams. The only two that really stood up to me were Germany and Spain. And it's unfortunate they met in the same bracket because to me, that would have been the final.
Only thing with this tournament, and it's called the Euros for a reason, besides those smaller nations, like you said, the whole tournament's been played like the Champions League, like a Champions League knockout kind of round of 16 on, where it's easy to call it boring, but it's pragmatic. Both teams don't want to lose, and it's a slow pace, and the team that showed that the most for me, and they've been the most disappointing team for me, is France. Like the most underwhelming. England has been England, but we kind of expected that. But with the names that France has, the Griezmanns, the Mbappes, the Dembeles, the hype around them, they were like, my eyes were bleeding every time. And we went to go see them live. And it was cool, like seeing Mbappe in the flesh, Tchouameni in the flesh. But bro, I looked over at you and you were, yo, what you trying to eat after this? What you trying? What they got? What's good to eat in Dortmund? Like underwhelming.
Yeah.
And then, mind you, today it comes out that Deschamps is signing a new extension till 2026, and he's got credit in the bank. But bro, look who they left at home.
Yeah.
They left Olise at home, and Nkunku they left out. So Spain, like you said, been the best surprise, the team we've all enjoyed watching. Them and Germany. But France, for me, come on, man. Ale, like, y'all, like, what happened?
Yeah, I mean,
I would just have to disagree with Kiko on a point because he's wearing the Netherlands jersey. Talking about the Netherlands was a disappointing team. I kind of disagree with that. I feel like they had a pretty decent group coming out of Austria. Who they have? Austria,
France.
No, the Netherlands group.
Oh, Netherlands was Netherlands, Austria.
France.
No, France
Yeah.
was Poland.
Yeah.
No, they met. No, he's right.
Oh yeah, you might be right.
Netherlands, Poland, France.
And
Austria.
And Austria.
And that's technically a difficult group to come out of. Leaving that group with third on what they had 4 points, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 4 points. So they actually played when they played Austria. There was more goals going on. I forgot the score between them and France, and obviously I remember they beat Ukraine. Poland. My bad. But then moving on to the next rounds, it wasn't just easy work for them to get through. Obviously, Romania put that aside. The England game wasn't what you expect from England. On top of that, let's be real. When you compare this Dutch team to many Dutch teams in the past, let's use the 2010 example, right? Because that's the nearest one that
Probably the best Dutch team that I've seen. Right, in my lifetime.
The 14 one wasn't bad either, but 2010 will probably be arguably the most solid one in terms of overall players. This team, it wasn't even the best Dutch team. You got Xavi Simons, young boy playing. The Frimpongs, they didn't get much burn, but it was a bunch of names. But Weghorst was still playing for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like your biggest game was, what's his name? Virgil and Memphis Depay.
Right.
And that's a free agent.
Yeah.
So let's be real, like they did work. They actually did pretty good as of team spirit, as playing together. The Frankie de Jong's not making that tournament. The couple injuries that they had, the lit just being the names that you expected to that one's Dutch team as in full. But like big shouts to like Ake, big shouts to Virgil.
Right.
I was actually impressed with because I thought Coleman was not doing nothing this tournament.
Right. No, I just think with Spain and Germany, though, they're the only two sides where it was like the way they played, there was no fear in terms of like with Nagelsmann and De La Fuente, it was we're going to play our style and the other team needs to react to us. Every other team, whether it was Coleman, the Chomps, Martinez, Southgate, it was they reacted to the opponent, right? Were like kind of like absorbing and this, that, and the third, where I just felt like Spain and Germany were kind of just like, we're going to just play y'all.
Yeah.
And we're going to stick to our style. And it's unfortunate that they met in the same bracket. That was the only issue I had with the Euros, that France, Portugal, Spain, and Germany were all one group on one side of the bracket. And realistically, when you look at the other side, it was tailor-made for England and the Netherlands, to be fair, because the Netherlands played who was it? Romania, and then who?
And then Turkey. Yeah.
Respect to those teams, they played excellent, but definitely one of the easier roads. And then obviously England with what? Slovakia,
and then
Switzerland.
So
you know what I'm saying?
But I wouldn't say those were because a lot of people are talking about these teams like they're easy routes. Like some of us had those teams as the dark horses of the tournament. And obviously based off of performances, you could tell that they were still balling. But we have to also give credit for the teams. Like we'll have to give massive credit to Spain because I didn't think they were going to come into this tournament with such dynamicness, you could per se. And then on top of that, big shout outs to Germany. Nagelsmann took that team and flipped it around because that team wasn't even making it out groups. The last one they didn't even make it out the group, right? The last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Flick?
No.
Not sure.
World Cup, they got 18, knocked out the group.
Knocked out by Costa Rica.
2020 World Cup, knocked out the group.
So they had a rough patch, and now he brought them back the German footy. They looked very good, and it's just a lot of people say they got robbed that game, whatever it is, the outcome, cool. But those were the two best teams so far, the tournament, footy style-wise. And on top of that, honorable mentions of other smaller teams coming to knock it.
Yeah. Now, my only thing with Spain, though, and this is where, like, I just need to kind of check things a little bit. Lamine Yemal.
What are you going to check?
Listen, breakout player of the tournament, superstar in the
Player
making.
of the tournament. Let's be
Fair. Fair. I'm not even going to debate that. The kid is on the road to success. But before this tournament, people were comparing Yamal to other players around the same age as him. Endrick, Arda Güler. Fair. I think it's pretty clear after this tournament, he's the cream of the crop.
right.
But I'm seeing a little bit of potentially the heir apparent to Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. And I'm like, let's chill there.
So
Because-
repeat that. Where are you going with this?
What I'm trying to say with Yamal, is he the best young player in the world? Yes. But I would keep him there. I don't think after one breakout tournament in the Euros, we could start going around and start floating him. Someone was saying Yamal and Mbappe is going to be an interesting class. That, to me,
Why
those
not? Why not?
Because they shouldn't be put in the same breath.
We gave that to Mbappe when he won the World Cup at 18.
But look at the body of work since then. Look what he also did in 22 Qatar.
Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. Mbappe has built a resume where Yamal, he just came out of like breakout. So that's all I'm saying. With Yamal, I'm not taking anything away from him, but I just don't like the fact that he's being compared to guys like Mbappe. Compare him to his peers. Compare him to Endrick. He's better than Endrick. Compare him to Esteval. Compare him to Arda Güler. But this Mbappe, Yamal, to me, that is wild.
So the only thing that will stop him, because talent-wise, in terms of his breakout season, you can compare him to Hazard when he came, his breakout. 16, what he's doing. Neymar, what he's doing. The talent level, I think, at the same ages, Mbappe, Hazard, Neymar, even Messi.
Yeah, and Cristiano Ronaldo at the same age.
They're all right. You can say they're at the same level.
Yeah.
They're at the same level. So if he can stay on the same trajectory, why not?
But no one's talking trajectory. I'm talking about the right now. Don't compare a 16-year-old Yamal to a 25-year-old Mbappe.
Why?
Because Mbappe deserves that respect.
No, yeah.
Oh, what do you mean why?
It's fair.
Do what?
It's fair.
Mbappe's a waste man now?
It's fair. Listen, if he wins...
Weren't you the one telling me he was a Michael Jordan performance in Qatar in 2022?
And what happened?
Now it's what happened?
And what happened?
Now it's what happened?
But all right, I'm just saying, Lamar, if
This guy Kiko confuses me because I don't know if he hates the dude one day, but
Oh,
he
he
loves the
lo-
dude. He a
he's
fan of the
defending
guy.
it.
What do you mean?
All of a sudden.
So hold on. So if I love a player throughout the entirety of my life, I have to love him. I can't criticize him. I can't have an opinion on him.
No, it just sounded.
That's fake.
You always had.
No, to my fan base, to everybody watching this, I'm being authentic. If I was on here every day on Monday,
my fan
Tuesday,
base is
Wednesday,
crazy.
Thursday, Friday, saying Mbappe's great, that's not real. Monday he's great. Tuesday he can be trash. The man said it himself.
Was
Was this Euro not a failure for him?
it's absolute failure.
This is probably one of the darkest stains of his career.
Euro
Is it not?
Euro
it has.
2020 was also a failure for him as well.
Right? So 2018 World Cup, what was that? It was a bright light. 2022 World Cup, what was that? A bright light. Bro, that's football. It's waves.
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe you don't understand that.
No, I do, but the way you make it
Haaland
seem.
won a treble, and what did he do this year? I thought Haaland was having the worst year of his career this year, right? That's what I was being told. Haaland doesn't do anything than touch the ball twice a game.
The situation around Lamar, we just have to understand. I think he can be easily in that class. I think he can. He can surpass.
You got to look at it, right? Lamal is in that class. He's not easily could be.
He's
in that
one of the
class.
best players in the
Because,
world.
like,
He is one of the best players
if
in the
we
world.
talk about Spain this tournament, the names that are going to come up is Lamine Yemal, and then on top of that is going to come
Nico
Danny
Williams.
Olmo and Nico Williams. Those were the standout pieces so far. But Danny Olmo's always been an unsung hero for that team. And then Nico Williams, obviously just the dribbling skills and everything. Lamine has that overall aura. You know what I mean?
So for
at
you,
16,
you think he's a top 5 player in the world right now?
bro, I ain't gonna hold you.
Why not?
He carried. So look at this.
But that's my thing, though.
Who was Boston's main guy this year?
him.
That's not saying much.
That's
They
saying a
started.
lot.
He's at 16.
They're starting Pedri, Gavi, Kubrasi. They got no one else.
Lewandowski.
It's easy to beat. Lewandowski's finished. We saw him live.
All right, so name the
Rafinha.
What about
but
You
not-
wanted him.
Who wanted
You
him?
remember at one point he was bigging up Rafinha?
When?
Footy Fanatics 04.
There we go. There we go.
Bro,
It's
No,
sad.
Lamine
It's sad.
Yamal is in the top 10 attackers in the world right now. He absolutely is a top 10 attacker in the world right now. That he's one of the best players in the world.
But the thing is that I'm not taking anything away from. Is he? Yes.
I'm not comparing Esteval. He's clear right now. He's
You-
clear.
First of all, you kept sending DMs to Esteval, so shut up.
He's clear of him right now. He's clear of Esteval
my
right
thing
now.
is this: my issue with Lamar. I never said he's not deserving of praise, but this idea of where he ranks amongst world football, I just think that right now at 16 years old. Let's also allow him to develop and grow naturally. This idea of throwing him into the spotlight, throwing him with Haaland and Mbappe, who have been in the game for 4 years now at the top level, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Yamal is an academy player. No. Is he Barcelona's best player? Yes, he is. And it says a lot about Barcelona that their best players are 16.
You say that, but don't put him in combos with Endrick and Esteval.
But
He's not that.
Didn't I just say that?
Oh no, you
I said he's better than those guys.
Oh, yeah,
He's better amongst his peers. But I don't think I would put him right now on the same level of Mbappe and Haaland in terms of legacy and where they stand in terms of the game.
Who's
For
he
me, Mbappe, Haaland, Bellingham, Vinicius. Right now, those 4 players are the best players in the world. Those guys are in their early to mid-20s and have a CV under their belt. That's all I'm saying. Yamal has been excellent in this Euro. So that's fair. Vinny has 2 UCLs. Bellingham wins Sunday. He wins the Ballon d'Or. Mbappe has a World Cup, and Erling Haaland has a treble. Lamine Yemal, chill. If he wins this Euros, respect. You're the best player in the world, but I'm not putting him on that podium of those 4 guys yet. Those 4 guys are Ballon d'Or guys.
That's
all I'm saying.
Kiko wear glasses because that eye test is terrible.
The eye test is terrible.
Yeah, that boy's a baller, bro, and he's gonna be on that level. Unfortunately,
okay.
No,
fair.
my thing
but
is
what is the
'cause
narrative in Barcelona?
Hold on. Kiko goes back to Vinny got 2 Champions League. Look at that squad. Vinny goes back. Haaland got a treble. Look at that squad. Vinny goes back to Mbappe. We won the World Cup. Look at that squad.
So Spain is Wasteman.
So if he wins this,
but the Euro is not. First of all, the Euro's not alone is not enough to win the Ballon d'Or.
But and I'm not saying Ballon, but that gives him if he wins Sunday, that's CV.
Okay.
That's the CV.
And he
right or no? Am I right?
Something.
Hold on,
Add to it.
No, because people are making this weird. Lately, people have been hitting something on the fucking sewers. Because people are also telling me if Messi or James Rodriguez wins the Copa America, that's deserving the Ballon d'Or.
No, but don't put me in that comment.
But it is because Yamal won nothing at club level. Club football matters. Even if he wins the Euros, you don't deserve to be on the podium because you didn't win a UCL, you didn't win the league. So what did you win other than a tournament that was a month?
It's a big tournament though.
So then James Rodriguez deserves the Ballon d'Or if Copa America, if Colombia wins Copa America. James Rodriguez deserves the Ballon d'Or if Colombia wins Copa America. It's the same thing. But is it not the same thing?
No, it's not.
Winning the Euros allows you. So why didn't Jorginho win it?
But it's 60.
Why didn't Jorginho win it?
So if you
why
win the
didn't
Euro,
Jorginho win it?
Because Jorginho won a Champions League
at the same year.
So that was the hype.
So you're actually telling me he had a better case for the Ballon d'Or and didn't win it?
Yeah, but
so what's Yamal's hype?
I'm not saying.
You're saying he should win the Ballon d'Or.
No, I did not say that.
That's where I'm getting.
What's going on,
bro? But what is
confused?
He's the best young player in the world. That's what I said. Where's my argument?
He is You're
saying he deserves to be considered in the same class as Mbappe.
No, you're putting on him. My argument with you is that you're putting on him restraints. Well, he don't got the CV. You got Jude. You got this. You got that. You got that. Cool. When Jude was at Dortmund, nobody was talking this talk.
Yeah,
I forgot they fumbled the game against Bayern.
But that's how
against Bayern.
But that's how that works.
That's what I'm saying.
3 years from now, Yamal has actual trophies at club level on his belt. Now he's that guy.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm done with the trophy hype though. Like we have to move past that.
Why?
Because you have to look at also some players in the teams that they're playing with. If Lamar was on any of those teams we named, you mean when he was on any of those teams we named, if he was on that City team, if he's on that Madrid team, bro, you're gonna see the dude cook.
No, he wouldn't start.
Where?
Yamal? You think Yamal starts for Real Madrid?
He definitely starts on right wing for City.
Yeah, easy.
And he's better than Rodrigo. I said what I said.
That's fine, but what does that mean?
That means a lot.
So next season when Mbappe comes, he still starts? You see what I'm? But this is my point. This is my point. Now, why does Yamal, despite how great he is, and that's the thing, you guys are making it seem like I'm bashing the kid, but now he starts for Real Madrid.
He could start for Real. If he starts for Barca, he could start for Real.
Nah, I mean Barca's terrible.
This is why we lose credibility on this guy. It's shit like that. There is not one player on Barcelona that starts for Real Madrid. Not one.
Lamar, if there's one, it would be Lamar.
Yamal. It's not a shoo-in. Jamal, by the way. It's definitely Jamal.
I'm sorry that your UCLs don't mean shit.
Bro, you can't. Benzier. What are we talking about, Rodrigo's? If he was there, he's starting, bro. It's simply Jose Lu got a UCL, bro. What that mean? What that mean to me? Mariano Diaz got a what that mean?
It's between them, y'all.
It's sad because we literally saw history watching it when Rodrigo hit a brace against Man City.
Yeah, but that's funny.
And then just to erase that.
No, I'm not erasing that.
You just said a 16-year-old kid that's going to take a girl.
I think he's better. I think he's better.
And what does that say about your ball knowledge?
It says a lot.
Yeah.
I think that kid's generational.
Yeah.
He's
no
top.
one's saying he's not.
We're not having a conversation. How many times Rodrigo did greatness? We came here and have a conversation about Rodrigo. Why we come here and have a topic of conversation about Rodrigo? Why? Why we never had this? We sat at a table.
Listen, I'm not
we sat at a table and we talked. No.
I just feel bad for Yamal because now it's expected that he has to be better than Lionel Messi. That he's expected to be better than Cristiano Ronaldo.
I never said he. You should expect that. You should expect that. You should expect that.
You should?
Yeah.
Lionel Messi's considered the greatest player of all time.
As a ball player, you should aim for that ceiling, and especially once you're not like he's not a no Boyan Kirik. We could see that.
How do we not know that?
Nah.
But listen,
he's different. He's different.
That's all I gotta say. You just said he's gonna be Lionel Messi. That's what you just said.
He could definitely reach those heights.
Clip that.
That's crazy.
Time.
I don't want nothing to do with that because that might get me shot in the street. That might get me shot in the street.
Messi?
Why can't any of these players ever become Messi?
Because in 150 years since the game has started, we've never seen anything like that.
We saw Maradona. That was the closest.
And who's better, Messi or Maradona?
It's different times.
But now you see
different times. But it's similar-esque.
So speaking of Messi, Copa America, because I'm off this topic.
But they're not similar-esque.
Lamine Yemal, respect. Hope you win Sunday. That's it.
Listen, man. Sunday.
What's predictions for the final?
No, Sunday he gonna see the real GOAT, the real wonder kid, the real generational talent. That's what I'm gonna say. Kobe Manu.
Kobe.
That's it.
But why can't
Kobe starts from Madrid? I'll tell you that. That's a fact. Because look, he got Jude looking lords. He starts from Madrid. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yo, Lenny Euro, how's that going?
Yeah.
Lenny Euro, how's that going?
What do you mean?
70 mil, and he's like, yo, I'm hold on.
Yeah, but I would, me as a United fan in Madrid knocking on my door, I'm taking Madrid. Yeah. What do you mean? Better lifestyle, better squad, more organized club.
So you never thought maybe Kobe Maino's balling at United because there's no one else?
What do you mean there's no one else, bro?
McTominay?
He's definitely better than Valverde.
We're losing viewers.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. He's better than Valverde.
Spain, England.
Yo, Kobe or Valverde, man.
Fuck.
Yo, Kobe or Valverde, man. Come on, man.
Nah, it's not even close. It's not even close.
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
Oh,
but
man.
Go.
Spain, England. 2-0 Spain.
Nah.
I think they're just gonna pop. They're just gonna pop the ball.
2-1.
They're gonna pop the ball. But why can't? The thing is, all right, it's two different managers, two different philosophies. But why can't England can easily play the same style of football that Spain are playing? That's been my problem with England. They easily have the players to play the same way, if not better.
The only reason why I disagree is Spain is so unique because that style of play is from even grassroots.
But has England been doing that? You remember England under 21s? They smoked Spain in the final. You remember that last summer?
But I hear that. But it's my thing with England though is with Spain. I just feel like it's in England in its entirety of history, right? What is England's identity when it comes to football? And the only reason why I say that is. From Spain, we've seen what that was for 15 years. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason. I feel like with Spain, it's natural because that's what they identify as. It's that free-flowing football. Respect respect De La Fuente. Total respect. One of the best coaches right now in international football.
Facts.
But De La Fuente was coaching the Spanish under-21s before this. That's why I think it was easy for him to come to the senior team and implement what he was doing. Why? Because they play the same style.
In that Spain system, I want to ask you, what are the 3 most important positions? And it's going to lead into a debate that I saw. But what are the 3 most important positions in that tiki-taka, the way they play?
Easily number 1 is the center defensive midfielder.
Rodri.
And Spain for 15 years has always had an elite one.
There you go.
So I would say that's number 1. I would say
Say number 2.
I would say the center backs.
The center halves? You
I
think so?
think center halves is important because for the Spain setup, you need center backs that
could
with
play
the
out the
ball,
back.
that
Can play out the
can
back.
Play out the back.
And I think goalkeeper.
Yeah, but yeah.
I think goalkeeper.
But then Unai Simone is probably he's a great keeper.
He's good, but just
compare that to De Gea and Casillas before him. But
in this team, it's the wingers, Rodri,
Thank you.
and
But he don't want to say that because,
who?
Rodrigo hype. Your boy. He don't want to say his
No,
does that have to do with anything?
Rodri's his guy.
No, is Rodrigo.
is it because Yamal's Moroccan? What is it? Because you do know he plays for Spain. You do know why didn't he? Yamal does not play for Morocco.
He's up to something.
He does not play for Morocco. Let's make that very
He don't
clear.
claim Yamal.
Brahim Diaz plays for Morocco.
Yeah, up to something. Yeah,
But
up to something.
but no, I agree with that. The difference with this Spanish team is those wingers. I don't in the 15 years that Spain, even when you look at the historic Spain from 2008 to 2012, they didn't have wingers like this. It was a different what I saw.
David Villa and
2012,
Pedro.
they were starting David Silva and Iniesta on the wings.
Yeah.
Because the style was we're gonna keep the ball until you run out of breath. Where now they have 2 guys legitimately that can take any defender on one-on-one, could cut inside and have goal. Nico Williams and Lamar,
The G&A monsters.
they have goals. Exactly. They can do it all. So that's why I think Spain is so, it's a unique style. Going back to your question, not to go off target, can England play the Spanish style? It's tough, man, because from the whole entire squad, do you think everyone from 1 to 26 can play it? They don't have the keepers for
They don't
it.
have the keeper for it. They have the attacking. They have a front 3 that you have Foden, Palmer, Saka. That you have a striker who can keep the ball. You have you know what? The more I think about it, no.
They have great players.
Yeah.
I think that's a different.
Honestly, I'm gonna interrupt y'all. I personally think that with England, the only maybe lack they have is the keeper and their fullbacks. Pickford is a great shot stopper, but can Pickford play out the back consistently? That's 1. 2, Luke Shaw just came back from injury, so you don't know you're expecting that game if he's going to start Trippier or actually start Luke Shaw. But can Luke Shaw play as an attacking fullback? Yeah, but Luke Shaw hype. Then on the right, who plays on the right?
Kyle Walker.
Kyle
Walker. Kyle Walker. Now he's no. I'm mad I forgot that.
He's
Kyle
been
Walker
trash.
is just.
He's up and down, but he hasn't been good in this tournament.
I mean,
though.
he said you
Today,
saw that Gakpo?
today he's good today. He's
but
good today.
That's what I'm saying. Your 2 center backs definitely could play ball. Gay could play ball,
and John Stones.
and John Stones could,
Yes.
and then even Enzi Konza could play ball off the back when he comes in. So that's not bad shouts. Your midfield is stacked.
Adam Wharton can play.
Adam
Kobe.
but Kobe holds ball transition. So I don't. Declan Rice, Jude today was sus for me.
He was.
Jude
He
was,
sus.
but you got those runs, like you said, cool. Declan Rice this tournament, iffy conversation. I think you have to start with a different front 3 now. Because that front 3 is not clicking. You see the impact Cole Palmer has on the game in general. And I think that's the type of style that's going to cause havoc for... Is Jordi Alba playing or is he hurt? I know Jesus Navas is going to be
no,
playing.
Jordi Alba's not.
No,
with the team.
it's Cucurella.
Cucurella and Jesus Navas, right?
It's going to be Carvajal now.
The final.
Oh, Carvajal. I said Jordi Alba. Damn, bro. I'm having a moment.
He's having a
Jordi
man.
Alba. Danny
His
Carvajal.
head is gone.
Still think
His
about
head
your
is
mom.
gone.
Still
His
think
head
about
is
your
gone.
Head gone. Carvajal, but Carvajal was the one who's hurt, right?
No,
No, he was suspended. He got-
Okay,
he
but
got
he's
a
going to
red
be in the
against
final.
Germany, yeah.
Okay, so that's your wing backs, and that's why Jesus Navas was covering.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is Cole Palmer could bring havoc up top, for sure for that.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to either decide where you're going to play Foden and if you're going to play Saka to start the first half. But I personally think you need to start with a dynamic type of winger to also match that. Because they're going to come with direct plays. You cannot sit down Cole Palmer this game, to be fair with you.
But my thing against playing Spain though is England's not going to have the ball.
The way you play, I think you feel like you play Spain, like for England, and England should know it. Matter of fact, they have the blueprint. They play in the Premier League. Who's the only team in the Premier League that plays like Spain, if any?
Man City.
So if you're gonna play Spain like you're not a Burnley, but you're Chelsea, how we had to play City.
Transition game.
Transition game. If anyone knows how to beat Spain, it's England.
Yeah.
You literally, you put someone on Rodri same way, and I seen it on Twitter, people got a spot on. I mean, I don't think he should start. Throw Conor Gallagher and just stick him on Rodri because he's the metronome. And this is what I want to lead into, because there's got to be a conversation around Rodri and the quote-unquote GOAT of the DM position from Spain. Has Rodri surpassed Busquets?
No.
Yes.
Has he? There's a conversation. Is he a better player?
Hold on. Rodri for me is a better all-around player than Busquets. I think Busquets at what he does, which is the best in terms of his ability to. Busquets has this insane ability where he's the best defensive midfielder I've ever seen that does not lose the ball. It's like super. It's tight. Like he's like, you know what they call him, like an octopus. Like the ball just. But Rodri he's 6'2", 6'3", physical. He's fast, 1-2 touch. He also doesn't lose the ball, and he can also play wide. Rodri is the most complete defensive midfielder we've ever seen.
I think I agree, because if we're talking about what Busquets excelled at, which is pass completion, Rodri, I can probably count on my hands in the last 2 years how many times I've seen Rodri lose the ball. Yeah. If we want to talk about clutch goals, how many finals has he scored? How many late winners has he scored? Busquets hasn't. He didn't score goals.
No, that's right.
In terms of importance to his team, I think Rodri is more important to this team than Busquets was to that Barca and Spain team. Yeah. You take Rodri out of City, totally different city.
There's no replacement.
There's no replacement for today. That's I think Rodri. I think he surpassed him.
Yeah.
I think maybe trophies you want to throw at him, but he wasn't playing in the same team. But in terms of just the two, if you take the two in isolation and you put them up against each other, machine for machine, skill set for skill set.
That line, machine for machine.
Bro, nah, that shit is jokes.
And it's funny because for me, the best holding midfielder that was my favorite I was always a Xabi Alonso fan. And I remember when Spain would play the pivot with Alonso and Busquets, and with those two guys, you're never getting the ball. But like I would look at it and think to myself, like, Rodri is a combination of the two. He has Alonso's passing,
short, long,
and Busquets' link up, like 1-2, and it's insane.
I think just Busquets is probably a little more skillful. Yeah. Like he did step overs. He did. Rodri's just one. And he always makes the right pass, right decision.
And that's why Spain, to your point, because you did mention it a lot, that's why Spain was kind of crazy, because when you think of the two wingers, the two mercurial wingers they got, Rodri dictating the team, and then you had Pedri that gave you that little
flair,
getting in the pockets, pulling the strings. Nah, Spain are a scary team, and it's crazy because man for man, not only is this Spanish team, first of all, England man for man has a better team than Spain when you look at all the positions and all the players like that. But even when you look at prior Spanish teams, I would say those teams from the past have better players than this one right here. Mm-hmm. But there's something about this team that De La Fuente, it just he figured it out. It's a combine of we can keep the ball, but we can also kill you with two guys. Yeah. And then you have a guy like Morata who can play target man.
They're the most complete team. They've shown it.
So listen, is it coming home? I don't know, but if England can beat this Spanish team, the way they're flowing, the way they're the way things are going, it's a tall task.
Nah, if anyone can beat Spain, it's going to be the English team.
I would even say this is probably the best team England has played since France 2022. Because France knocked them out in Qatar, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't. I don't think that France team was really actually good. There was a lot of main players missing. You was missing your Conte. You missed Pogba that tournament. You missed Benzema and Kuku. So it was.
That wasn't a good.
It was actually a pretty
young France team.
Yeah, it was a pretty young France team that was technically the B team.
Right.
So was it really that best French team per se?
Yeah.
It was just an unlucky game for England. England really held ball that game, and it was Harry Kane missed that penalty. If Harry Kane put that penalty in, it would have been a whole different story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just think if England shows up how they showed up today, I think we'll have a different conversation.
It's gonna be a great game.
You know what I mean? That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Tune in. Copa America hype though. Shout out Copa America.
This is gonna be.
Where's Lasso for this one?
You gonna show some love? Show him some love, man.
No, listen. Let's go right to the chase. Has anybody here been watching Copa America?
I've been watching. I've been tuning in.
I didn't watch the Argentina group, but I definitely watched the Brazil-Uruguay group.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's the more enticing group to really watch.
The difference is with Copa America, it hasn't been a nice watch, but the game, it's literally like, you know, when you tune in the Champions League and then you go on beIN Sports and you tune into Copa Libertadores, and it's physical. That's the only difference. Like, the games aren't easy to watch, but it's definitely faster. It's more physical. Yeah. It's more competitive. Mm-hmm. So that's what I take from it. But we got to talk about Argentina. Another final. Yeah. We need to. They might be only the second team to go in terms of what their competition requires. Copa, World Cup, a Copa. Only Spain has done that. France '98 only did the World Cup and then Euro 2000. Yeah. Do we need to start? Where do we rank this team? What are we saying?
It's tough because it is. If they win on Sunday, it's a historic Argentina.
It's a historic Argentina team.
And they have a historic player, obviously. You know, I know Messi is getting a lot of the attention, rightfully so. I've always said I thought Messi, after he won the World Cup in 2022, I think he could have retired and it would have been the perfect career. Mm-hmm. I don't even think he needs to play the game anymore, which is why I also think he joined into Miami. A lot of people still do this kind of Messi and Ronaldo comparison. When Ronaldo was Messi's age, I think Ronaldo was still at Juventus or United. Mm-hmm. Where was Ronaldo when he was 36, 37 years old? Still banging goals in Europe. Messi's now in MLS, but Messi doesn't need to prove anything. I don't even think this Copa America does anything. But this Argentina team, in my opinion, in terms of names, we've seen better names. Right?
Absolutely.
We had this conversation about the 2014 Argentina with Di Maria, Higuain, Aguero, Mascherano, and those guys.
Yep.
But this Argentina just, from the players that, like, the unsung heroes, as much as I don't like the antics, DePaul. Because I'm not going to be on here and disrespect DePaul because I don't know him as a person. But, like, DePaul with the antics, but he brings grit. McAllister's class. Enzo was the young player of the World of Qatar 2022. Then you add in like a Paredes, Julian Alvarez, Lautaro Martinez, who won a Scudetto, was captaining Inter Milan. Like
Alejandro Garnacho.
And then also, you know, but we also need to give respect to Romero, who might be one of the best center backs in Europe.
I'm not gonna lie.
Guti definitely.
Bro, for me, he's my favorite center half in the world.
Yeah, and then Dibu Martinez, like. There needs to be some respect to Martinez. Like, he now needs to start being
in the conversations
with Courtois and those guys. Like, so going back to your question, do I think this Argentina team deserves to be considered with that Spanish team? No, only because when I look at both teams, I see Messi, but then I see, on the other hand, probably the greatest team we've ever seen, because a lot of those guys were from that Pep Guardiola Barcelona team.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes, as good as this Argentina team is, and Messi's older, they wouldn't get the ball.
But you know why I say, let's say even if you take Messi out this Argentina team, I still think they
can compete.
Not just in South America, in Europe. You take Messi out this team, they're still one of the best. They can easily compete with the Euros.
Yeah, but Messi takes them over.
Messi takes them over, but I still think, like, you go name for name, like, bro, like you said, Romero, Lisandro Martinez, in the midfield, McAllister, Enzo, Paredes, and even the names, the way they play the best, like, football. Like, they move the ball. They have patterns. Like, I don't see that even in Europe, I don't see that.
Right.
And I don't know. I would agree with you. I wouldn't say they're nowhere near, because that Spanish team, like, they set the tone.
Like, you're looking at great midfielders that couldn't even get in that team.
Yeah.
Fabregas was, you know, he's a holding midfielder, couldn't get into the midfield. Looking at guys like Juan Mata, you know, like, it's a really good question. But no, I think, and this is my one issue with Copa America, is when you look at the Argentina bracket, Canada, Ecuador. I don't even who the hell did Argentina even play in the group stage. The point is Argentina hasn't.
They played Canada, Peru,
Chile,
and Chile.
Chile?
Yeah.
They were so uncontested. It was a free fall, and the only team that I can see them
That they faced that was difficult.
Ecuador.
was Ecuador. So I'm like, the real test for them is really the final, and that was my only problem with Copa America. Is we've said it multiple times on this podcast. Argentina, Brazil, and France. Now, granted, I came on this and said I thought Brazil was going to win it. That was a stupid take. I think
It's the worst Brazil we've seen.
I think
long time.
Ronaldinho was validated in his comments when he said that. But Colombia and Uruguay right now, obviously they're in the semifinal, but they are now on a run where it's like they can definitely compete and win on Sunday. But you have to say Argentina are heavy favorites.
Yeah.
And I just think that's my biggest issue with Copa America is like, I totally agree with you. It's faster, it's stronger, it's more physical. There's more grit. There's heart, there's passion. None of that matters because nobody can go toe to toe with Argentina.
I think Colombia takes it. If Colombia win today, and we're probably in the 80th minute right now, and they're actually playing with 10 men, so this is loud.
Colombia?
Still 1-0 though?
Still 1-0. I think Colombia takes it, bro. I think this is it. I think this is the time that Colombia finally stamps. This is the tournament to do it. Refreshing. It is still 1-0, and it's the 80th minute. This is the tournament where Colombia just stamps and brings it home.
So now let me ask you this, though, because we're speaking on Colombia. James Rodriguez.
What about him? That's another Podolski, another international merchant.
To everybody that right now, and listen, he's been phenomenal in this tournament. He's having a historic run. He looks like his absolute best.
I'm going to have to defend the Colombians.
But to you, do you think his tournament, the tournament he's having right now, he deserves another shot at a big club? I think 100% he's good enough to go back to Europe. Do you think he has a shot at a major playing for another major club?
I think the game is past him.
Yeah, no, this is my thing. This is my thing. Like, obviously, we all know James is calidad, right? That's what they say, class. The boy is class. But I think when James shows up for Colombia, it's a different James than when he shows up to club team. And I think it just comes to pure passion. When James balls for Colombia, granted, okay, the teams that they be facing in Copa is different than the European games that you're going to play in and out. But we all know James is that classic 10 that is like from the day he stepped foot for the selection to the day till today. And you said it the other day, he a free agent. But I don't think he was ever erased talent-wise to play for a big club. I think now it comes to become more mentality-wise on why he's not playing for a big club. But this tournament, he proved the point that he could still knock it.
Yeah.
But then now it's time to really knock it. You know what I mean?
No, he's like everyone.
You got
the comparison with him is always everybody's been comparing him to Riquelme, and I think that's a very spot on take because when you look at Riquelme's career, Riquelme went back to Argentina way sooner than he should have. Mm-hmm. I thought Riquelme could have easily, have a great career in Europe still. Mm-hmm. I remember being fucking, what was it, in 2006 when Zidane retired after the World Cup.
He was up
There
next.
was noise that he was going to be the heir apparent to Zinedine Zidane. And I would have signed up for that beautifully because what he was doing at Villarreal. But the problem with players like Riquelme and James Rodriguez is, and it's that debate we always talk about, right? They're the type of players that play the game in such a way and in such a style where you have to let them just do them. It's absolute freedom. You just have to let them do them. And in Europe, where tactics and systems and managers matter, I just don't think he can go back to Europe and play for a top club. And someone brought up a really good point. I actually see him doing what Isco did. I think Isco has the talent to easily play for a top club. But what did Isco do? Went to Betis, been the main man, gets man of the matches, and it's unfortunate he was injured. He would have been in the Spanish team.
He got called up for it.
So I think I could see James doing that. Maybe going to a La Liga team, a team in Serie A, maybe mid-table, but play. I just can't see him at a Real Barca, a top 6 in England. I can't see him at a top 4 in Italy.
Nah. That those days are past him, and he has a talent for it, but something just didn't click where it clicked for Isco, it clicked for Ozil, it clicked for David Silva, it clicked for the Iniestas, where they're the same kind of physical stature, but and they all have. I mean, James has he's easily got as much talent as those guys, but it's just something didn't click because you can say he's not fast enough, he's not strong enough, but. Neither was Ozil. Neither was, like I said, Isco, Iniesta, David Silva. But something just didn't click mentally where
I always say people like to bring up the holes that Ed didn't like him. I just think, listen, when you look back,
Ancelotti loved him.
But when you look back at that team, he couldn't get into the midfield. And I always tell people this: it's different if James didn't play and Madrid were losing games. Mm-hmm. James didn't play and Madrid were winning Champions League.
Yeah,
So there's no debate there. There's no discussion. Zidane is validated.
Stay Calidad over there in Brazil.
Calidad, bro.
But hopefully he takes it, man. Listen, James Rodriguez, man. Colombia gets to the final.
Nah, I'm rooting against Colombia. Nah. I'm rooting against. Nah, I'm a Colombia. Argentina.
Nah, Colombia, man.
Colombia, bro.
How many
Argentinians you know?
It's not. That's the point.
What do you mean
that's the point? I know too many Colombians.
No, think about this.
I'm hate watching OD.
I know they talk mad smack, but still, if that was Jamaica, you talk smack too.
Nah,
Here's the reason
0 points.
Here's why I'm rooting for Colombia in the final if they make the final. If Argentina wins this final on Sunday, it's just another one. If Colombia wins it, what it would mean to that
Boulevard
country.
gonna be jumping.
I want to see
What it would mean to that country.
Yeah, I want to see tears.
Nah, James.
I want to see tears on Steinway. I want to see tears on Northern. I want to see tears on Bell Boulevard.
Colombia, as of right now,
it's gonna be lit though. It would be lit.
If they make the final against Argentina, oof.
You're just gonna hear that.
Where's the game at?
I just don't want to hear
Miami.
Oh,
It's in Miami. It's in
I
Miami.
just don't want to hear that Argentina talk again. They got through that World Cup. They lost to Saudi Arabia in that World Cup.
Saudi Arabia.
They got through that World, bro. They got through that World Cup. I don't know how. Like
Listen.
that guy begged. You won't tell me, bro. You can't. I can't hear that Argentina talk again.
Next episode.
And like I said before too, even if Messi wins it, this does nothing for his legacy.
He cemented the legacy with the World Cup.
He's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and it's coming from a Ronaldo fan. He's the greatest of all time. So him winning another Copa America does nothing.
Yeah.
I just think what it would do for Colombia. And when you look at the Colombian team, it's young. A lot of them play in South America.
Only because there's a lot of black players. That's the only reason I root for Colombia.
Oh my God.
That's it.
Now it's racial.
Now it's
That's
racial.
it.
Now it's politics.
That's
Now it's
it.
politics.
That's it.
Shout out Colombia, man. I'm definitely going for my Colombian. Anything else you want to guys finish off with?
Next episode, it'll
Any
either be
surprises, any hopes, any transfers, Chelsea buying a whole U15 squad.
Yeah, we could talk about none of Chelsea's French players or any of the teams.
And how'd that go for them? How'd that go for them? They scored one non-penalty goal all tournament.
All
Could
I
have
know,
used
bro,
Nkunku.
Eric Ten Hag got 4 players on his squad in the final. We got Kobe, we got Luke Shaw, we got Licha, and we got Garnacho.
And we got
You know what? I do want to actually say something.
Enzo, Cucurella, Palmer, Gallagher.
Enzo don't count.
Enzo don't count.
But I do want to ask you something.
What?
Because I didn't have an opportunity to ask you this. Your thoughts on Rude joining the coaching staff?
I'm so stoked. I've been stoked. I've been told y'all. It's going, bro. I'm liking the business that I've been seeing so far. Yeah. Zirkzee, Matej Delit, Jared Bethwaite, Lenny Oro, and then Manuel Ugarte. I think that's...
Well, Brett White and Euro, I don't think are happening. I just think they're...
Brad White is he's
pay
down, but Everton wants to, and we're not trying to get finesse. So I'm liking how they're walking away from deals. You know what I mean? Just like how Madrid is playing that relaxed and calm. Yeah. Well, they're like, all right, we'll take you on a free agent like how we do with Camavinga. United could come knocking all they want, but we'll convince you to stay another year to play for them, and we'll see you on a free agent. Yeah. And that'll be even more savage. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That, well, you get, but he has, what I heard is he has a lot of love for Lille, so he wouldn't do that for them. Because obviously it's his last year on his contract.
Yeah, it's 40, 50 euros.
Yeah.
40, 50 million euros.
So he has love for the club, obviously growing up in that club his whole academy. So it's with that decision, you never know. He could probably change his mind. You know what? I see this United project. I think I could be part of it. like I said, no matter what, when Madrid comes knocking, you always have to pay respect to that team.
Right.
That's that one club that every dumbest city is kind of that emulation one, especially Madrid, because City, when they first dropped the bread, you could see the organization. Madrid did that cleanup and that whole revamp, and on top of that, building a brand new stadium. So it's just like, what?
Yeah, Ratcliffe had some really nice words to say about
Yeah,
Madrid.
so you got to pay homage to that project and to what they bring. So can you compete with them? No. At the end of the day, facility, everything's up. The only way to compete with them is to preach about a project and actually prove that that project is going to come to life. So we're going to see Wagwan. Here we go, Fabrizio. Wake up tomorrow. Lenny Euro signs to United. That'll be brave.
Ornstein Bomber.
Owenstein Bomber.
Maresca, give me the ball.
Give me the ball. I'm not going to lie. He's impressing me too, but we'll talk about that.
Talk soon.
Talk soon.
Talk soon.
Predictions, Spain and England.
Spain.
Spain and England.
I think, actually, I'm going to change. I think England. I think it comes home. In extra
I'm
time.
gonna stick to what, even though Spain been playing amazing football, I'm gonna stick to what I said from day one of the footy show. So we're gonna do it before and after.
Just
and
know
see
that
who-
if England win on Sunday, just write Bellingham's name on the Ballon d'Or.
Nah, depending on that performance of the game, yes. This last game, he was wilding.
No, but I think Vinny already took himself out. And with this Copa America, can't. Bellingham's, it's going to be
Everything?
tough. Yeah. It's going to be tough.
Depending on who shows up for England this Copa,
It might,
this Euro. But thank you for tuning in.
That was another one.
XFC. I'm gonna holler at y'all. We outside. Like, comment, subscribe. We should have said that in the beginning, but yep, like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.